Somebody had come up to me several years ago and they said, hey, Brett, they said, what would it mean if you could absolutely overcome your fear of rejection? I thought, wow, overcome my fear of rejection? I mean, you mean like get rid of it? Like what would that mean? That'd be pretty amazing. That'd be pretty darn awesome. I ask you, what would that mean to you? What would that mean in your life, in your world, in what it is that you say you're up to? What would that mean to be able to overcome the fear of rejection? Like on the other end of, the other side of, we'll say, is the success in which you're after, in your fitness, your finances, your marriage, the different things that you say that you'd like to have happen, say with your goals, your dreams, the different ideas and inspirations and aspirations that you have. And so what would that mean, just the same as the questions asked to me, what would that mean if you could overcome that? I ask you, what would that mean if you could overcome that? See, the great part, people ask me, they say, you know, what is that one or two things that's a game changer for people? Like if they could overcome something and that would just transform their whole life and transform their business, their destiny of what it is that they're up to. And my response to that is one's ability to overcome their fear of rejection. One's ability to overcome their fear of rejection. Think about maybe a project that one is up to. Maybe you've got something going on. Maybe if you're a single person, maybe you're out after you've got your perfect mate, your perfect person that you'd love to have happen and bring part of in your life. Think about what that might mean for you to be able to overcome that fear of rejection, to be able to get past that disappointment or that failure that is perceived because we got rejected. And so years ago when somebody had come and they said, Brett, what would it mean if you could overcome that fear of rejection? I thought, man, that'd mean everything. Man, that'd be amazing. Like they kept asking me like who I was living my life for, right? Because you get this whole sense of, feeling of rejection because we're not living up to something. Like we feel like we're supposed to live up to something, and if we don't live up to something, we can feel like we're being, it's a sense of rejection from that place. I thought, no, this is crazy, right? So we're looking at that, and so looking at the entrance to success, the barrier. So if there's a barrier to success, and we say it's not a financial barrier, but rather one's ability to overcome their fear of rejection. And so look at something again that maybe you're up to right now in your business. Maybe it's personal or physical. Maybe it's something that you have, a dream, a destiny, a goal, an idea, an inspiration, an aspiration. And ask yourself, what would it mean to you if you could overcome your fear of rejection? The fear of failure, the fear of disappointment, the fear of, oh gosh, it didn't work out right. So here's what we find. We find that when those that have the fear of rejection, the fear of failure, the fear of being turned away, the feeling of being disappointed, we find the ones that are able to get past that are the ones that have a different interpretation about that. So we say, for an example, let's take the word no. So tonight might be able to have a breakthrough. You walk away and say, hey, I got a breakthrough tonight. So maybe you look and go, hey, maybe I'm feeling disappointed because of the way I'm looking at what disappointment really means. Hey, maybe I'm feeling like failure because the way in which I think what failure really is. And so maybe your interpretation is getting mixed up in what really is. And maybe your interpretation is clouding the fact that when somebody says no, it simply means no, it simply means no. We don't, so I ask some people what no means in it, and then, it's like, oh gosh, no means, it's horrific. It's like, oh geez, it's no, and I feel so terrible, and she said, no, she wouldn't go with me on the date, and no, and the feelings and the emotions. And so the real thing is when we stop and we look and we go, what's the word no mean, for an example? If that's a rejection answer, it says no. And people feel the fear of that, the failure in that. And so the real thing is to re-look and re-examine that says, when I hear that no, what does that mean? Does that mean fear, failure? Does that mean terrible disappointment? Right? What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's just no. It's simply just no. There is no strings attached to the word no. It's just no. Again, what we bring to that conversation, that's our own doing. But what it really just is it's just no. And so it's hard to feel disappointed when really it just means no. And it doesn't mean anything other than no. All the other stuff, we bring that conversation, those memories of every time we heard the word no. And so we bring all of that. And when we live fresh in the present with the word no, it simply means no. It doesn't have any. So to be able to break past that and get on the other side of that, to be able to transcend the space of just know that, it's not this giant, horrible, outrageous, over the top, oh my gosh, she wouldn't go out with me, or he wouldn't go out with me, or they said no on the sale, or it doesn't mean anything. There's no meaning, no interpretation except the ones you and I bring to that conversation. And so when we look at the barrier of entrance, look at that space that says, hey, how can I overcome if the only barrier to my getting to my success, whether it's in my dreams and my goals, or getting into my relationship with my special loved ones, if the only barrier is in my ability to overcome my fear of rejection, that's the only thing, my ability to overcome my fear of rejection, meaning that rejection is when I go into the world shows me a no. A no in this, and a no in this, and a no in that, and a no in this. And so we stop taking the shots, going for it, and making it happen. Because for us, the fear of that is no, 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 we're not getting there anymore. So what would it mean to you if you could, right now, instantaneously look and reevaluate, reassess the way in which you look at the word no, and say, well, wait a minute, what if I can get past that? Look at no as just another shot, another opportunity to simply go for it, to make it happen, to throw every ounce of every single ounce, on the line, because we're not doing it for approval. We're not, well, I got to get to the yes to get approval. And we do the yes for our own place and to be able to serve what it is that we say that we're up to. Hey, I wanted to send out a message here tonight, feeling strong, feeling alive and on fire here in my home, here in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. It's great to have you on with us here tonight. This is Brett Figueroa coming to you live from High Octane Coaching. For those of you watching this video, boom, we control our destiny by seeing in advance what things really are. And we don't get caught up in the illusion that it's something other or something more than what is. No is no is no. No magic tricks, no dusts and spells or motions and potions. That's it. You can overcome, or anybody can overcome that. And it simply means next, right? No big deal. Move on. Hey, best of success. We're signing out. Again, it's Brett Figueroa, High Octane Coaching, live here from Colorado. Bye-bye.